yeah, those two. Well, that I could fold up, and put it away somewhere too. So
This is our.
you could pull it out.
This is
Right. Don't get the below here.
based on movement and sign to the social thing. What I have to do is teach you.
Hi, I'm going to tell you about my first formatted lesson. This is my long-term Bible plans that I did for the whole year. So I know what concept that I'm teaching. Each unit I'm covering, each quarter I'm covering 2 units. And I know what kind of Bible stories that I'm doing for the whole year. The first one is creation, and I have my objectives and assessments here.
And this is second grade?
This is second grade. And I'm really excited because my theme book that I'm going to do and my unit that I'm going to plan is called Will We Miss Them? And it's all about the environment and endangered species. So I think it's going to tie in really well with creation and how we want to take care of God's creation since He made it for us. As far as my wheel goes, for my for my number 1, my connect is that I'm going to have the students create something with clay or some kind of materials and get really excited about it and do a good job. And then we're going to talk about how it felt to create something and maybe what they want to do with it. And I think that they're going to want to give it to somebody because the kids naturally like to share. So then what they're going to do is take it home and give it to somebody special that they love. And then the image is, we're going to talk about when they come back, they're going to share how they felt when they gave it, just kind of tell about what happened when they were giving it. And then that kind of bridges us into that God made a creation for us, and He chose us to give it to because He loved us, and maybe that we want to take care of it and learn more about it. And then every week for the Inform, I'm going to read a couple stories. We're going to do activities. The students are going to make a journal and write and draw pictures of the creation so they know what happened on what day. For the extend, I'm also going to be having them do a project that they can work on at home with a shoebox diorama where they can add basically making the Garden of Eden completed. For Refine, I'm going to have them get together with a partner and share their journals. I like to have them share to say, I drew this picture of the sun on the 3rd day or the 3rd day, whatever. And it helps me remember what happened by doing this and share. And then the Perform, they're going to bring in their dioramas and share them with the class and explain what happened on each day. And I have a rubric connected with my format online for that as well.
Well, what I've done here is I've given you the long-range planning as well as 2 lessons that I've worked out. Over here we have the national standards of music education. And what I've done is I've actually made a column in my long-range planning to show by week which standard I would emphasize as I continue through my planning. You'll see here within my choral conducting, our choral program, we focus a lot on number 5, which is reading and notating music. I find that most choral kids or singers don't know how to do that, so I try to make sure that they're good with that. And then in band, you'll see that I primarily focus on performing and learning music up front because most kids know how to read music. But then when I get down here, I have some small lesson plans where I go through the rest of the national standards to be able to give them a complete education. Over here I have 2 units. One unit is called Going Places, and this is the concept of going from one place to another, as well as, and my bridge is using a map that would go from one place to another. You can get to places by simply somebody telling you how to get there. You can use a map, or you can maybe see where you're going. But what I try to emphasize is the easiest way to get from one place to another is use a map. And music, reading music is the best way to get that from one place to another musically as the composer intended it. So we use that bridge to make this work. And then finally over here, when we talk about improvisation, I use communication as my concept, I use conversation as my bridge, and I use the idea of improvisation. When somebody converses with you in a conversation, it's usually unscripted, but it does stay within certain boundaries of topic and interest. So when you talk to a child about improvisation, you need to talk about conversation of unscripting their music so that they can use the informality of conversation to be able to make up their own melodies. And so that's the way that I would approach those.
That I'm going to use is a doorbell rang, and my concept is sharing. So what I'm going to do to connect the student is that I'm going to divide the students in small groups, and they are going to have, some of them are going to have crayons, others are going to have markers and pencils, and I'm going to tell them that they need to draw something, and they need to figure out how they can complete their task if each of them has just one material.